Just want to continue with the triads and say that we so far had few operations that we did. Mainly we actually added octave displacement, or the same triad or 3-note combination, and using it. One was here. You remember the F, A and B, and we added over here, octave lower. We didn't do anything here. But we can actually explore that later on if you like. You can explore it. But that's one operation that you can do in order to create more notes out of 3 letters or a 3-letter shape. We're kind of getting caught up in terminology here, but that's not important. You get the idea. Now, I want to show you just one more operation that really starts taking it much further. Just like when you apply those things on major triads or minor triads or whatnot, you can apply these operations on any given 3 notes. In this case, we have F, and remember, when it comes to F, you have an approach from below, which is E. We have approach from below to A, which is A flat. We have approach from below to B, which is B flat or A sharp. Now remember, it should give you some ways of still thinking within a certain mind frame. We're just dealing with 3 notes here, right? And then you already have like 6 notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds interesting by itself. If you like that sound, go for it. And you could do the same octave lower. Alright, so let me just explore this whole new approach and from below, and we'll see how it sounds like. We now have a little bit of a problem with ourselves in terms of describing what it is that we're actually working with here. Are we working with triads, or are we still thinking A, B, F, or are we thinking tetrachords? And what is a tetrachord? Tetrachord is basically, it's 4-note combination. Any 4-note. Now remember, because now if we have the E here, for example, we could do it with any of the approaches here. We could do it with the A flat, and now we have different tetrachord. Or we could do it with the B flat here and add the other 2, right? You can visualize it as a triad, or you can visualize it as a tetrachord. It's up to you. You're the one who's making the terminology for yourself, whatever works for you. Ask yourself, which tetrachord is the one that I want to work with? Well, we're going to take the E, F, the A, and the B, and we're going to look for it and see where it's actually located on the other forms that we have here. So it's here. And here's the E here. Now we're going to step, I'm going to go into this position here. It's right on this area here, which is near the 10th position. No D. We don't have the root of the chord. We're using the E, which is the 9th of the chord. We're using the 3rd, which is the F, and we're using, of course, the A, which is the 5th, and we're using that note, which is the 6th or the 13th of the D minor. When you decide to work with certain forms or certain triads or tetrachords in this, for this matter, you have to ask yourself, what are the functions of these notes in terms of the chords that they're applied on? And these tensions, the 6, it's a very strong tension, and it sounds, to my ears, it's very effective. Same goes with the 9. All right, so that should be kind of your guideline. Is you got to make sure that you really like that note, or it will give you enough of a drive to practice it in a certain way. Okay, back to our topic here. So we have a tetrachord. We have the F, the E, the A, B. We have the E here, right? And the F. That's a nice form already. And actually it's pretty comfortable for the fingerings. Fingering wise, it's pretty comfortable. Sorry, I played the C here. No C. Kind of. All right. You can actually do. You see, there's like one octave here. Second octave. And then there is a partial. It's almost like 3 octaves, but we're starting it from the A here instead of starting with the E, because if we start from the E, we're gonna have to go all the way up here, and it's a little bit be a nice little gimmick. I mean, I don't like to play on that area of the guitar too much unless I really have to, unless I'm really running out of ideas, but you get the picture. Remember, we have to take these forms up in half step, okay, in order to apply over E flat minor. Okay, so let's listen to it with the background music and see if we like it. All right.